Hey, what's up people? My name is TossarN, and today we're gonna look over the basics of shot calling. Now, time for the general idea of what shot calling is. And usually that is just simply telling your team where to go. But hey now, do not get discouraged. If you do this in competitive, then absolutely all glory to you, at least you're saying something. But now, I understand that this isn't why you're here. So this is why we're now going to get into the basics of shot calling and how you can practice being the best shot caller that you can be. Rule number 1. Now, the most important rule is to speak. Never be afraid or discouraged if you make a faulty call, or don't be afraid to make a faulty call, because even if you do, at least you tried and you spoke up. The more you do this and the more you speak and you practice, the better you are gonna be. You see it as a math problem. If you know, when you were young and you get asked the question, what is 1 plus 1? 2. That might be how long it took. Now I over exaggerated, but if I would ask you what is 1 plus 1 today, you would answer 2 immediately. And in Overwatch the same things rule. The more you do it, the better and faster you're gonna be. Rule number 2. Rule number 2. Just and if not as important as rule number 1, you need to understand that every player is their own unique individual. They might not be able to adapt to all of your calls instantly. And this is where the making of a game plan comes in. You've played on this map many times before. You know your way around it. Figure out as you're in the spawn room what you wanna do and explain it to your team. Usually in a competitive setting, wait for your team to set up first. When you have a composition, adapt. Know what the heroes you have excel at. Figure out if you want, let's say your D.Va and Genji to contest their high ground, if any high ground is present. Maybe you want to use your whole team to walk around and attack from a different angle. You will need a new game plan after every single engagement. Of course, this is not always needed in a comp game. More simpler calls and simple things can be enough. But the reason why I'm going through all this is because this video is called the basics of shot calling, and this is as basic as it can be. Rule number 3. Rule number 3 is called ult tracking. If you can manage to keep a track of what ultimates your team have and what ultimates your enemies have, you will be a force to be reckoned with. Tell your team to not use ultimates for a certain engagements only, to utilize them next fight and wipe the floor with your opponents. Stuck in a graviton with dragons coming towards you? Save ultimates. They use 2. Bring up the score screen. Look at what your enemies are doing. If you play Ryan vs Ryan, figure out what he has done. Does he have his surf shatter? This goes for every hero. Have your team help you. You don't need to do it alone. I know that they have Trank. They use Trank. What else might they have? Use your teammates. This can be hard, but casually start by tracking one specific hero. Usually if someone is playing your mirror, aka Ryan vs Ryan, then when you feel for it, gradually expand. Now, for more general things you might wonder, what about calling targets? And calling targets is not part of the shot caller's job. That goes to a completely different role called target caller. Of course, if you feel content with it, you can pick that up too. I'm gonna go more into the basics of target calling in a different video. But the main principle of a shot caller is to coordinate moves, attacks and planning. Communicate it to your team. Look over everything. Decide. Your teammates might be low HP and cannot commit to the attack you want. Be patient. Call to play more safe instead. Always remember, even the most simple calls can be the call winning you the game. So make your teammates ready. Know when and when not to attack. Are your teammates too far away or not in position? Then wait. Are they ready? Then attack now. But most importantly, never let yourself get frustrated. Sometimes teammates might simply refuse to accept or communicate with you. These things happen, and you simply have to go again. Keep in mind, never go into a game frustrated or feeling forced. only play when you feel like you want to have fun and enjoy the game. SR is just a number, but whomever, you have to prove that number wrong. Practice until you can beat that number up. So let's recap. A shot caller communicates. The shot caller plans. The shot caller decides. And the shot caller commits. You're a strategist. You are the man or woman with a plan. Utilize this. And I'll see you guys another time.
This game's winner is the Shotcaller.
Everybody go left!